Haley, if you can turn your camera on, then I'll know which one to get rid of since there's two of you on screen. Yay. Hi, Haley. How are you? Good morning, Priscilla. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Carolina. Did you guys eat, sleep, and be merry this long 4-day weekend? I loved it. I loved it. How about you guys? Did you have a good time? Even doing nothing is a good thing, isn't it? Sometimes. Yeah. So in my background, in my warm up today, you guys, it's going to kind of test your memory. You might want to go to our vocabulary in Canvas to refresh your memory. Good morning, Nikki. How you feeling this morning? Good morning, Charlie. Catalina, I don't see ya. Arshus, Heaven, buenos dias. Maria Lisa, how's everybody today? Maria Lisa, did you do your hair over break? No? Oh, looks good. I thought you added some more color or something, brightened it up or something. Arshus, how you feeling? Elizabeth, Heaven, how you doing? I love those lights. Heaven, I want to do that. I would like to do that, except I'm never in here when it's dark. It's too much light in this room. Good morning, Elizabeth. Where are you? So did you guys eat, drink, and be merry or eat, sleep, and be merry this weekend? Yes, good job. Good job. Good morning, Heaven. Thank you. Good morning, Akari. Good morning, Dallas. Lay, buenos dias. James, ¿cómo estás? Anybody have any basketball games or what other sports are going on about now? Getting ready for track or something, track and field? What are y'all doing extracurricular this time of the year? Anything? Good morning, Carlin. No? None of you guys do sports? Sure you do. Nikki, don't you do a sport? I thought you did. Without my looking in my notes. Okay, you guys, we need to head on over to Canvas this morning. We need to look in beginning of school year. Okay, Heaven. Volleyball. Oh, volleyball. We have a bunch of those sand volleyball things around here where I live. Y'all play sand volleyball ever? Or is it sand volleyball? Yeah, or beach volleyball, whatever. But regular volleyball. I get you. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys can meet me in Canvas this morning. Good morning, Christopher. How are you, Christopher? Did you enjoy your weekend? No? Aw. All right. Okay, good, Heaven. Okay. So meet me in Canvas, you guys. We are in goal número tres, right? Desafío número tres. Last week, all those, oh, Christopher, lo siento. I'm sorry. All of those, I mean, what's it been? 4 or 5 days, something like that. I don't know. It's been a while, right? So we are in Canvas, Unidad dos. Desafío número tres. And last couple of times we were together, we were talking about chores. Yeah, things that we do around the house. Las tareas domésticas, right? So if you don't mind, head on over there because we're going to go there anyway. And I'll share my screen real quick-a-roo. You can open up the vocab slides in Canvas, por favor. And then this is I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a trick question. Yeah. So which of the two makes sense? Is it pasear la basura? You have to know what they mean. Or barrer los platos. So what do you think? You have to know what they mean. Pop an answer in the chat. ¿Qué piensas? What do you think? Which makes sense? I have a couple of answers. Let's see how many agree. Buenos dias, Stacy. Stacy, we're trying to figure out this riddle behind me, right? So we're in Canvas, Unidad 2, Desafío número 3, goal number 3. And we're trying to figure out which makes sense. Does A make sense or B make sense or what's going on up here? Tell me what you think, you guys, in the chat. Bienvenidos a todos. James, what do you think? Akari? Okay. That makes sense? Pasear la basura. Okay. Arshis, okay. Anybody else? I told you there's a little trick to this. Good morning, Charlie. Is that the harmonica or are you eating some chocolate? Okay. ¿Qué piensas? Come on, y'all. Pop an answer in, A or B. Yay, I used to have a harmonica. I loved it. Or neither. Maybe the answer is neither, you guys. What do y'all say? Come on, join me this morning. Feliz martes a todos. Okay, Carlota, muy bien. Good, Marilisa. If you don't know or you're not sure, or like, this don't sound right to me, or I think it's A, or I think it's B, just pop it in there. You guys, it ain't costing you any money. Good, Arshis. Okay, well, let's look at my screen. Okay, wakey wakey. So here we had las tareas domésticas. We had limpiar el baño, ordenar la casa, right? Lavar los platos, or lavar anything, right? Las manos, you can wash your hands, you can wash the windows, las ventanas, you can wash anything, right? Vacuuming, pasar la aspiradora. Barrer el suelo, to sweep the floor. Sacudir los muebles, to dust the furniture. Sacar la basura, to take out the trash. Or pasear al perro. Cortar el césped. Prender la luz, to turn on the light. Apagar la luz, to turn off the light. Abrir la ventana, to open the window. Okay, so pasear la basura, to walk the trash. Does that make sense, you guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down, middle of the road? No, doesn't make any sense. To walk the trash. We don't want to walk the trash anywhere, right? How about B? Barrer los platos. Well, first of all, what are platos, clase? What are platos? What's it look like in English? Plates, the dishes. Yeah, the dishes. Okay, the dishes. And what is barrer? Barrer. What's it? You can look at my screen if you need a hint. What is barrer? To sweep. Would we sweep the dishes? No. So clase, which one makes sense? None of them. None of them. Ningún. Neither one makes sense. Okay. Neither one makes sense. We would sweep the floor. I don't know what else we would sweep. What do we sweep? The porch, I guess, the garage. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. All right. Muy bien. So I tried to kind of wake you up this morning with the trick question. All right. Let me switch my background so we can see what we're going to do today. We are graduating. We are graduating today, you guys. So hoy es martes. We're not usually together on a Tuesday. Hoy es martes, el 17 febrero. We're almost halfway through the month of February. Well, we are halfway through the month of February, which is insanity to me. While I'm thinking about it, did your teacher show you your testing schedule this morning? Did y'all see your testing schedule this morning? Sí o no? No? Okay, we'll take a second to do that. Y vamos a descubrir, we're going to discover today, hoy, algunos verbos en AR. So some verbs that end in AR y son muy, 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 muy importantes. You guys, they're very important. And we're going to talk about why in just a second. Okay. All right. So let me show you real quick what is your exam schedule. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. I hope everybody had a good break. Okay. So your end of third quarter, I call it, or your third 9 weeks, testing schedule starts March 2nd, goes on through the 6th. So why is that even important? Well, it would be a good idea to know this so that you can make sure that you have all of your work completed no later than, right, the date of your test, so that you can finish up the third quarter, I call it. And then classes happen just like anything else. Like you come to class like normally, right? You don't just show up for testing. You have your regular schedule that day in case you're new to Lighthouse. Okay. All right. Any questions there? Okay. Monday, March 2nd is the day. And then remember that you attend all your classes as normally scheduled. Okay. All right. So we are going to graduate, you guys. We are going to have kind of like una fiesta de verbos, right? Like a verb party. Okay. And I'm just going to review real quickly something that we started before the break, just because it's been so many days and that and that. And we talked about patterns. Okay. And so I'm just going to pull that up real fast just to kind of get us warmed up. I do need everybody paying attention because this is something that is, again, foundational to Spanish, and you don't want to miss it, right? By working on something else or by taking a nap or, whatever. Okay. Okay. Let me pull this up. All right. So we've seen this, like I said, briefly before break, and I'm going to go over it very quickly. But if you have a question or something, if I confuse you or if I'm going too fast, you need to tell me, you guys, because I am far from perfect, right? I just need to speak up. Okay. So there's 3 main groups of verbs in Spanish. And the only reason that I do this is because we need to kind of have a vision in our brain. Yeah. And thankfully, the AR verbs is where we're going to start. Okay. And AR verbs, you guys, are any verb, which is an action, that ends in AR. Okay. That's how we know that it's an AR verb. Estar, hablar, dejar, right? Those all end in an AR verb, right? So that's like a huge category. And the good news is that the largest group of verbs in Spanish fit into our AR group. So that makes it like easier for us to like remember how they work. So our goal, you guys, for the next week, to whatever it takes us, this is super important. Our goal is to figure out how these work. Because just like we did at the very beginning of the year, right? Because once we figure out how they work, then it doesn't matter. All the rest is like flu, right? As long as we can figure out how they work, then the rest comes easy to us. All right. So we identify them by the fact that they end in an AR. Within each group, whether it's an AR verb, an ER verb, or an IR verb, we have verbs that fit a regular pattern. In other words, how they work is normal, like predictable. And then we have some that are not, okay, that don't fit a regular pattern. So those are, like we saw that with tener, where we had to add an I to become tienes, right? And tiene and tienen. So that one was irregular, didn't follow a pattern. So it's not like we haven't seen these before, okay? So our goal is to be able to recognize if something is an AR, ER, or an IR verb. And then our big goal is to make sure that we know how they work, okay? All right, so if we look at this slide again, I'm going to ask you. Okay, Christopher, no sweat. I'm going to ask you to take a look at this little slide, okay? So we have our AR, ER, and IR verb endings, and we'll figure out what those are here in just a minute. Like, what do I mean by endings, okay? But for now, and I asked you this before break, what do we see that is similar amongst the three groups, and what is different amongst the three groups? Because this is going to help us to understand how they work. So we have three groups, you guys, of verb endings here, right? Here's one group, AR endings. Here's ER endings. Yeah, and here's IR endings. So can somebody point out something real quick? You can unmute, pop it in the chat. There's no right or wrong answer. It's what you think, okay? Do you see things that are similar amongst the three groups, and what's different amongst the three groups? What changes? Come on, y'all. Share your nerve firings. What do we see that's similar amongst the three groups, and what is different amongst the three groups? Very good, Akari. Hoo-hoo, good job. Anybody else? Again, there's not necessarily a right or wrong answer, you guys. It's what you see. What do you see? Very good, Arshas. Sí, muy bien, Heaven. Great job. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, so some of your thoughts, okay, and you're all absolutely correct. We can see, you guys, that the yo form for each set of verbs, when we go to use them in a sentence, right, is always going to be O, right? So yo is O, no matter what, if it's an AR verb or an ER verb or an IR verb, okay? Everybody following me so far, give me a thumbs up, or have I lost you? Do y'all, is this all too ethereal? Yes? Okay, muy bien, good, okay. And then, just like most of you pointed out, If it's an AR verb, it's AS, A, amos, and on. So we have that continuity of A. Are you with me? Right here. This is what you guys told me in the chat. But if it's an ER verb, look what happens. It becomes an ES instead of an AS. And then an IR verb is the same. I'm going to put an equal sign. It's the same as an ER verb. And I think it was Heaven pointed that out, right? Once again, if it's an AR verb, the L gets an A as an ending, but the ER verb gets an E and the IR verb gets an E. And I think it was Arshus that pointed that out, right? Very good. Okay. And Akari pointed that out as well. Okay. So same deal with our nosotros form. The AR is amos, but if it's an ER, it's hemos, right? That makes sense if it's an ER verb. And then what happens? If it's an IR verb, you guys, the nosotros ending changes to emos. Y'all see this? Yes or no? See? Same rule for the plural on for an AR, but an ER gets in and an IR gets in. So ER and IR are the same with the exception of the nosotros, and they all work the same way. That's why, you guys, it's so important to be able to recognize if a verb is an AR verb or an ER verb or an IR verb, because, right, once we remember how they work, right? Oh, it's an AR, so it's an AS. Oh, but this one's an ER, so it's going to end in ES. Yeah. An IR, oh, it's going to end in ES because it works just like an ER verb or whatever form we're using, right? So that's what we have to remember to make our lives easier. Yeah, you guys, we have to remember that. Okay. All right. Give me a 3, 2, 1 if that makes sense to you. Give me a 3 if it makes sense. Give me a 2 if it's still shady. Give me a 1 if you have no clue what the old lady's talking about. Okay, good. Muy bien. Everybody? Anybody? Okay, yay, muy bien. Okay. Christopher, Nikki, how about you guys? Lay, James, Dallas? All right, muy bien. Very good. So if we were to, let's just do a couple of these. We're not going to do them all. Cocinar. Somebody tell me in what column I would put the verb cocinar. Good, Charlie? Very good. Okay. Yes. And you're just showing me that you understood what the heck I was talking about, right? This isn't like rocket science. So cocinar, right, would go in our AR verb. How come? Because it ends in an AR. Okay. And here's the beauty. You guys, we don't even need to know what these things mean in order to use them in a sentence, right? We just need to know how they work. That's why we're kind of focusing on this a little bit. Okay. All right. How about vivir? Let's do number 7 over here. What kind of verb is vivir? Yay, muy bien. Muy bien. So vivir, you guys, is an IR verb, right? So the endings, when we figure out how to do what we do with the endings, we know that it's going to be EESE, IMOS, and EN, right? That's the endings once we figure out how to use them. Okay, good job. All right, somebody now, well, I would like for you guys to tell me from the list we have up here, which of these verbs could we put in the ER column? Good, Heaven. Good, Carlin. Good, Elizabeth. Marilisa, muy bien. Very good, Akari. Arshas, muy bien. So you guys told me we could put leer in the ER column. And you guys told me aprender in the ER column. And you guys told me comer in the ER column. Yeah? Yay, muy bien. Easy peasy stuff. We know now how to identify what verb it is so that we know what endings to apply. And so how do we apply the endings? That's kind of the next thing we're headed to. Okay. So let's see if we can kind of get some vocabulary under our belt, right? Like, let's see what any of these mean. Okay. Now we're going to focus today on just AR verbs. Okay. Just the AR verbs, because they are the largest group of verbs in Spanish, right? So once we figure out how all these things work, then the sky is the limit. We can do whatever we want with, as long as we know what they mean. Okay. So if you can meet me in Canvas, please. And I'm waiting on my computer. Meet me in Canvas. And this is going to seem like a lot, and it's really not. Okay, guys, this is more of a discovery thing. Okay, so I don't want you to like feel overwhelmed. But I think it's helpful if we have some vocabulary, and then we can say, okay, well, this is how it works. Okay. This is how like all of these work, right? Okay, so over to Unidad Dos, Puerto Rico. And if you scroll obviously down to the very bottom, because remember, we always work from the top down, you should see something called our guided notes, right? So go ahead and click on it. And then give me some kind of emoji or Zoom reaction, something that when you're ready. Okay, so it should be Unidad Dos. Very last thing. You guys see how quickly we're moving through stuff? We're already almost at the end of Unidad Dos, right? Because we've already got like all the basics down, so we can just chug along. Yeah. Okay. Marlisa and Heaven are ready. Anybody else ready? Arshis is ready. All right. Elizabeth is ready. Carlota is ready. Okay, so it should look like this. And right, everybody should look like this. Am I right? Yeah. And our instructions just say use the vocab slides in the module to translate each word. We're going to do them together like we always do. You may see, or you may notice, that there are errors on this list. In other words, there's cantar and bailar up here, and then there's cantar and bailar up here. So work with it, right? Just make it your own. No problem. You don't have to do it twice. You just need to do it once. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give everybody just I don't know, another 10, 15 seconds to kind of get organized. Christopher, I really don't want you to miss out on this. So I want you to do this, because then you're going to be playing catch up. Dallas, same for you. Okay, Stacy, if you click on that annotate button, what happens?
I'm already there.
Okay. Was that you, Christopher? Who was that? Okay. All right. You guys ready? All right. So in a second here, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you. Give me 1 minute. I got too much going on, I'm thinking. Hello. Sorry, you guys. I get booted out if I don't. I try to set everything up before class, and then if I get booted out, it boots me out. And so there we go. Okay. I'm going to put a link in the chat, and I need for everyone to join me, because what's going to happen is as we go through these, we're just going to kind of practice them in smaller groups because there's quite a few of them. Okay. So I need you're going to have to work in 2 tabs or side by side screen, whatever. So go ahead and click on the link in the chat. If you know how to do side by side, and I would recommend. Arshis is there. Hoo-hoo. Numero uno. Haley, Stacy, good job. Ooh, all right. I have 8, and we are 18. I need 10 more folks to pop in. Click on the link in the chat, please. Seven Mo. Six Mo. Let me know if you're having any issues. James. Lay. Dallas. Charlie McCarney. Okay. Nikki, are you in? Nikki, yeah, Nikki's in. Catalina. Okay, here we go. Again, AR verbs, largest group in Spanish. Why are they regular? Because they follow a regular pattern. Once again, you guys, I apologize. These are out of order, right? That sheet has errors. Let me know if you just can't find something. I'll try to help. So our first one is ayudar, speaking of helping, and it means to help. So in your list, scroll up and down until you find ayudar and type in to help. And if I go too fast, if I go too slow, because you're hunting for the word, just speak up, okay? Ayudar, to help. And maybe we can pretend and say AYD, like aid, if that helps to maybe remember what it means, okay? I still need 6 more people to join. Bailar, to dance, like ballet, huh? Ballet is the French word. Bailar, to dance. So we're typing in the English, right, you guys? But we got to find it on the sheet. Cantar, to sing. Some of you may go to church where there's a cantor, right? There's someone called a cantor, and the cantor leads the singing. Yeah. Cantar. Cocinar, to cook. ¿A quién le gusta cocinar, clase? Who likes to cook? ¿A quién le gusta cocinar? Sí, ya, a mí también. Sí, sí, Carlota. Bueno. Me gusta más comer. Prefer eating though. Okay, comprar. Comprar, to buy. To buy. Remember when we did the stores, you guys? We talked about ir de compras, to go shopping. Compras, right? Ir de compras, to go shopping. Comprar, to buy. I can go back to, you mean like to like here? Yes. Okay. Is that right, Christopher? Back one more.
Have you already went over Biscar?
No. No, because the list is out of order, remember? Unfortunately. Okay, cocinar, comprar, and contestar. I think we were here. So to respond. Contestar. So we can see, you guys, you know, that they all end in an AR, right? So once we know what they mean or whatever, we can freely use them once we figure out how to process them. They're easy peasy, easy peasy. You are in the process of like, you know, slam dunking all the vocab because for Spanish, because this is the largest group of anything. Okay, let's see you match them up. You have your, if you have double slides or if you have two tabs, see what you can do here. Match them up. Use your notes. Ooh, Carlin, good job, Marilisa. Arches, muy bien. Don't give up. Good job, Priscilla. Don't give up. Don't give up. Good job, Christopher. Yay, Priscilla. Yay, Nikki. Yay, Christopher. All right. Good job, Heaven. Sí, Carlota, muy bien. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. So we had ayudar, to help, contestar, to reply, cocinar, to cook, bailar, to dance, cantar, to sing, and comprar, to buy. Muy bien, clase. Good job. All right, let's go on. Okay, this one is weird because it can mean all different things depending upon the context. So dejar is to leave or to allow. You know, you let somebody do something or you let something happen, right? Yeah. Does that make sense? To let something, whatever we're trying to say. Okay. to leave the room, for example, or to allow, like to let something happen or to allow. It's kind of a hard one. Depends on the context. Okay. All right, we know this one. Estudiar. You guys, is this a cognate? Yes or no? What do you think? Absolutely, right? This is an easy one. Estudiar, to study. In fact, if you know it, you can leave it blank, right? We already know that one. Let's see. Escuchar. And you've heard me use that, right? Escuchamos, right? Escuchar, to listen. Escuchamos la música, right? Escuchar. Okay. Necesitar, to need. I think we've seen this one as well. To need something. Is this a cognate, you guys? You think so, Haley? In what sense? Evan, you think so? Can you explain it to me? What makes it a cognate? Why do you think it's a cognate? No right or wrong answers, you guys. Just however it rings in your brain. Why is it a cognate? Yes, very good. Very good. Necessary. Yeah. Necessitate. We have that word in English as well, right? So necessary is something that is needed. Okay, muy bien. Okay, hablar. You've probably heard this one too. To talk or to speak. Now, when we set about to use these, you guys, in sentences, once we figure out what they mean, we have to kind of remember something. Like, if I'm going to say, I talk to the dog, right? I talk to my dog. I talk to my cat. Yes. Didn't you? I'm sure you guys all talk to your mascotas, right? When we use these words, these verbs, these actions in the what we call present tense, right? I talk to my dog. It's actually like, I'm not saying that I'm doing it right now, even though it's present tense. I'm really not saying that I'm doing it right as we speak. What I'm saying is, if I say I talk to my dog, I'm saying that it's something that I do, generally speaking. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm doing it right this particular moment. It just means that it's something that I do. I talk to my dog. Okay, so we need to kind of remember, like, once we figure out how to use them, but like when to use them, when we're just talking about things in general. Oh, I talk to my dog every morning. I say good morning, right? Or I talk to my cat when I leave. I say goodbye, whatever. It's something that I generally do. Okay, so this is like general use. Okay, lavar, to wash our hands. Lavar la ropa, right? Clothing. Lavar los platos, wash dishes. We can wash the floor. Lavar el suelo, right? Yeah. You can wash the garage. Lavar el suelo del garaje, whatever, right? The floor of the garage. Okay. Lavar. Okay. I am going to give us some words. Okay, you guys? You find a definition, an image. So you can, well, you have words there, right? So you can.
What was lavar?
I'm sorry, what, Christopher?
What was lavar?
Lavar was to wash. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right. Are you guys seeing the list of words? Yes. Okay. So you're going to put the word on like the left-hand column, and then you are going to either draw an image or you are going to add an image of what you think it means. Okay. Everybody clear about what I'm saying? Yes. So drag the words on the left, make a list or however you want to do it, and then put a matching image, what you think it means. Good job, Haley. Akari, Priscilla, Nikki. There you go. Good job. So, Carlin, las palabras a la derecha, a la izquierda, y los imágenes, right? A la derecha. I love the drawings, Elizabeth. I love them. Muy bien, Carlin. Christopher, you doing all right? Nikki, you doing all right? Elizabeth, I love that. I love it. All right, Christopher, muy bien. Ooh, Christopher gonna be drawing some too. All right, Akari, are you with us? I still have some folks who did not join the Nearpod. I don't really know how I can count you as present, you guys, if you're really not present. Heaven, that's beautiful. Haley, wow, wow, Haley. Priscilla, that's lovely. Arshus, muy bien. Stacy, good job. Maria Lisa, so neat. Good job, Nikki. Evan, muy bien. Carlota, good job. Elizabeth, how on earth do you do that with just a little Nearpod pencil? That's amazing to me. Haley, ooh, Haley, morning. Good job. Arshus, that's beautiful. Priscilla, I love it. Heaven, muy bien, Heaven. Good job, Arshis. I love that. Nicely done. You guys did a great job. Ah, el oso, Carlota. Qué lindo. Nice drawing, Christopher. Priscilla, perfecto. Wow. Elizabeth, I can't tell you how impressed I am. Did you do one for Lavar? Why do you do that, Elizabeth? I want to be you. Haley, muy bien, perfecto. Heaven, perfecto. Carlin, lavar, lavar. Elizabeth, lavar. Like lavamos las manos. Wash. Muy bien, Carlin. Maria Lisa, well done. What is your necesitar, Maria Lisa? I can't see that. Oh, muy bien. Oh, I see it now. Muy bien. I wasn't expecting it to be pink, but yeah, I get it. Muy bien. I like that too. Muy bien. Nikki, great job. Ooh, Nikki, that's deep. Deep, deep. Your dehar. Oh, Stacy. Absolutely. We need food and water and shelter and something to make our soul happy, right? Good images, Stacy. Muy bien. Okay. Okay, go ahead and submit. Elizabeth, I still want to know how you do that drawing. Go ahead and submit, you guys. Nicely done. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Impresionante. Okay. Christopher? Muy bien. Okay, Christopher, go ahead and finish that one and submit, and then we'll move on. Nicely done. Let's see. You guys play charades a lot? Yeah, I always used to like charades. I used to play charades at my old school with students. You guys did a great job. Pat yourselves on the back. Nicely done. Okay, let's try to get these finished, right? Okay, deep breath. Wonderful job. Mirar, clase, to look or to watch, like watch TV or to look at something. Mira, right? Look at something. Mirar. Oh, good one, Heaven. Thank you for contributing. That's a great idea. So she says it reminds her of mirror, like mirror. So you would look at yourself in the mirror. You look in the mirror. Yeah. Yeah. I love that one. Thank you, Heaven. I always like connections. When my daughter was little, she used to get so frustrated with me because I was trying to make connections when I would teach her things. Okay, nadar, to swim. La natación, right? Nadar, to swim. Anybody here a swimmer? No. I'm just curious if there's like a word that swimmers use that would help us remember nadar. Yeah. Look at all this. Woo, pasar. So we can cross the street or we can cross in front of somebody and we would use pasar. Yeah. Or like envision that you're like at the grocery store with the cart, you know, and you got to pass by somebody or whatever to get through the aisle. Yeah. If something happens, ¿qué pasa? We've heard that, right? What's going on? ¿Qué pasa? What's happening? Okay. if we pass a test, if we get along. Yeah, if we get along with like if we enjoy each other's time and we get along, so yes. And to spend time. Oh, I got to go spend time with my grandparents. I haven't seen them in a while, right? We're going to use pasar. So pasar is like multifunctioning Swiss Army knife of verbs, right? It's got all different kinds of functions on it. Okay. Pasar. So I'll give you guys a minute to type all those in. Okay, can I go on? Are you guys still typing? Need a little more time on this one? Christopher, what do you say? Melanie, Carlota, Nikki, you guys good? Carlota, are you eating licorice? Huh? You guys, my two favorite things in life, donuts and licorice. Donuts and licorice. Yes. Carlota, do you like black licorice too? Oh, so I'll tell you a story real quick, you guys. There's this town here in Kansas, and it's about 3 hours and 15 minutes, okay, from where I live in Kansas City, because I live on the Missouri side. So it's like 3 hours, and it's literally out in the middle of nowhere. And this town has a population of 3,000 people. That is it. 3,000 people. And most of the people come from Sweden, like their ancestors, like the town was settled by Swedish. You guys, they got a grocery store. And in this grocery store, this town of 3,000 people, like a third of this grocery store is all this imported stuff from Sweden. I drive there. Listen to me, Carlota. I drive there about every 3 months to stock up on Swedish licorice. I'm telling you guys, I do 3 hours and 15 minutes to stock up on sweet. When my licorice stash is gone, it's time for me to go make another trip to go buy my licorice. You guys, they have, listen to this. I know it's going to sound gross to you. They have black licorice that's salted. Yeah. And blueberry flavored. Blueberry flavored, black salted licorice that is blueberry flavor. You guys see what I'm talking about? Like I stock up. I suggest you do the same. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's go on. Anyway, so now you know what to give me for Christmas. Donuts and licorice, right? Then I'm happy. Okay. Pintar, to paint. Pintar, let's finish these if we can, instead of me jibber jabbering today. Pintar, to paint. Yes, it is. It is heaven, I'm telling you. It's delish. Practicar. This is cognate, right? So we can practice our musical instrument. We can practice working out. We can practice playing a sport, whatever. Practicar. We can practice our Spanish. Yeah. Okay, here's another one with a bunch of meaning. Okay. Tocar. Tocar means to touch. Yeah. It also means that you're playing an instrument. Tocar la guitarra, tocar el piano, tocar el harmonica, whatever. Didn't somebody have a harmonica earlier today? See? Yeah, Carlota, right? So you can, right? And then it also means like you take a turn. Yeah. So like in a game, it's your turn. If you're waiting in line for something, it's your turn. Okay. So te toca a ti, right? It's your turn. Okay. Tocar. Or toca a mí, right? It's my turn, whichever. So to touch something, to play an instrument, and then if it's like your turn. Okay, we got these. Can I go on? Can I say, see? Okay. Okay, one more little practice. We're matching. Simple drag and drop. Okay, take your word and put it on the picture, under the picture, whatever. Float your boat. Okay, submit when you're done. All right, Carlota. Perfect. Christopher. Priscilla. See? Elizabeth. Muy bien, Elizabeth. Ooh, good job. Haley. Perfecto. Nadar was to swim. To swim. Heaven. Perfecto. Carlin. Sí. Perfecto. Good job. Marilisa. There you go, Marilisa. I could hear you thinking. Good job, Nikki. Finish it up. Muy bien, Stacy. Okay, don't forget to submit, you guys. Akari. Arshas, perfecto. Okay, go ahead and submit, por favor. Mirar was to look or watch. To look or watch. Okay, one more minute, you guys, and then we need to submit. We got to switch gears a minute since we're almost done. Good job, Stacy. Muy bien. Marilisa, muy bien. Nikki, you're almost done. Priscilla, muy bien, Priscilla. I would switch the top two, maybe. Pintar and tocar, yeah. All righty. Okay, everybody should go ahead and submit whatever you have. That's fine because we got about 5 minutes and I want to share something else with you. Go ahead and submit, Akari. Okay, so we have another little bunch. What I'd like for you guys to do is you can go ahead and back out of the Nearpod, right? And we'll finish it up on Thursday. Your guided notes in Canvas, I would not submit them, right? Because if you submit them and then you try to go back, it blanks them all out, right? So just don't do anything in Canvas. Just leave them. Don't submit your guided notes, okay? Don't submit those guided notes. Okay, yeah, you guys can go ahead and back out of the Nearpod. And I need you all to join me in Canvas. Real quick. Okay, so y'all ready? Yeah. So Thursday, you guys, we will finish up the definitions of the AR verbs, and then we'll figure out how they work. And we need to do a vocab practice on those chores. So if you look again, we're in Unidad 2, goal or desafío número 3. You should have turned in the guided notes. If not, there's the slides for you to complete them. Those guided notes are due tomorrow. And then you have a VHL thing for muchas tareas. So that's going to help you sort of practice that vocabulary. And it's not very long. Okay. So you look at the picture and you choose the chore that needs to be done. So this guy's like in deep grass, right? So what is to cut the grass? You pick one. It's easy. You guys could probably knock it out before you left today, before the end of class today. Okay. It's just a little reinforcement practice. Okay. All right. Any questions about that? So you can back out of the Nearpod. Do not submit your guided notes. Absolutely do not in Canvas. But you do have this VHL activity. Muchas tareas. Right here that you can work on. Okay. All right. So we got about a minute. Give me a 3, 2, 1. How you feeling about all these action words today that we're experiencing? Yeah, Akari, muy bien. 3, 2, 1, you guys. Yeah. Okay. Bueno. Stacy, how you doing with them? Melanie, Dallas, Christopher. Okay, Christopher. Are you still with me, Christopher? See? Okay. Can you join me in office hours today? Yes, at 1:45. Yeah, you can do that today, Christopher, and then I can answer your questions better. Okay, perfect. I'll see you at 1:45. Okay. Gracias. Anybody else is free to join me at 1:45. Okay.
All right, can you send a Go Guardian thing out for me?
A Go Guardian thing?
Yeah, like a message.
Oh, to remind you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you want
Whenever
me to? Yeah,
whenever
yeah.
you're ready to do the Zoom.
Yes, I will. I
All right, thank
will.
you.
All right, you guys. Have a great day. Adios a todos. Nos vemos.
Everybody have a good lunch.
Yeah, you guys. Nos vemos jueves, right? Thursday. Isn't that right, you guys? See. Adios. Have a great day. Good job today.
Adios.
Appreciate you.